Hi everyone. Today I just want to chat to you about like getting a tattoo done, and it can be very kind of daunting getting a tattoo because it's something that's going to be on your body for the rest of your life. I'm just wondering, for those of you who have got tattoos done, did you put much thought into it? Did you design it yourself? Did you find a place that is good at doing tattoos? Did you do much research in it on Instagram, on Facebook, or was it through a friend that you found out that you get a tattoo done by a certain person because of their skill set? And do any of you have any regrets as to like where you got your tattoo done on your body and what type of tattoo that it was? I remember when I was in hairdressing college, I decided I was going to get a tattoo done, and I got some piercings done as well. I got my lip pierced, my nose pierced, and I don't know, piercings can become addictive, I suppose. And then as you get older, well, and being a mom and having kids, I've taken off my piercings, I've taken out my piercings. But yeah, I wanted to get a devil done on my bum, and it's okay. My dog is given off here because my kids are going to play outside and she wants to go out with them. Come here, Joey. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sorry, not crying. Up, up. Come on. Up. Get up. Get up. Good girl. Up you get. Now that's better. Anyway, and I wanted to get like a G put on my tattoo to remind me of my granny, because I really looked up to my granny, and well, I still look up to my granny. She's not dead yet, even though she's 92. She's still well fit to go. So I got a tattoo. I'm not sure how I'm going to show you now with the dog on me. Anyway, so this is one of my recent tattoos here. Let's see, how can I show you how to do this now? So that says 5 seconds and 5 love hearts. But as you can see, my seconds is kind of joined together a bit, and I didn't realise that I should have asked him to do it really finely so that they wouldn't bleed into one another. And then he did say to me, all right, that the love hearts mightn't take very well because on that part of your hand, and sometimes people get it done on this part of their hand, that what can happen is that they can peel off, nearly exfoliate off, because we're constantly washing our hands all the time. And so I got that done in a particular shop, and then I went back and he redid it again, and as you can see it's kind of faded again, so he might redo it again. I did it specifically there because it was a tattoo that meant something just solely for myself. After giving it some thought, I got it in relation to, say, my anxiety that I got, what is that now, 3 years in this February it will be, and it was a lady called Mel Robbins, and she's on Instagram if you want to check her out. So she's a woman who had everything in her husband, and then I think the property crashed or something, and then they end up losing everything. And she got severe anxiety and that, couldn't get out of bed. And what happened then was she was on the bed and she was watching her TV, and a rocket ship took off and it went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then blast off. And she realised in that moment that you got 5 seconds to make any decision. And if you don't make a decision in those 5 seconds, you'll sabotage it with something else. It could be something like, I'm going to go to the gym, but just before I go to the gym, I'm going to make this phone call. And when you make the phone call, then you just don't go to the gym. It could be anything like that. Or I'm going to call and see a friend that I haven't seen in ages, and then you're like, oh, hold on, I just quickly put on a wash before I leave, and then something else happens or somebody rings you and the time is gone. And I put in that just to change my mindset, that if I'm having like a thought process of intense, immense worry, and that's not rational, which would normally have been my mindset years ago until I got this anxiety, I have to just bring myself down and say, Tham, it's okay and everything's fine and you're okay and you're safe and everything's okay. And I don't think anybody gets anxiety until you actually get it. And for those of you who don't understand, I pray that you never get it, because it is quite debilitating and it's a very intense and hard process to learn how to be in the world having it and trying to work through it. So it's good. It's a good hard lesson in a sense for me, and I'm sure other people. But anyway, the 5 love hearts I decided to get. So 5 seconds, instead of putting ... I decided to put 5 love hearts, because for me, I give all my love to everybody else, but I'm not very good at giving love to myself. And that sounds so pathetic, but it's true actually. So it's only in the last few years that I had thought to myself, you know what, I need to start looking after me. So I'm going to like go to the gym, or I'm going to do a bit of yoga, or when I'm having a fibromyalgia flare up, then I need to rest, and that is okay to do that, and that I'm going to cream my body, and I'm going to like exfoliate, and I'm going to like do my hair and make myself look nice, and just give myself that self-love that I envy that other people do for themselves, but I never allow myself to do it, whether I just felt I wasn't good enough, or that I wasn't worthy of it, or whatever the case may be. So that is a small reminder to me. It's on the inside of my hand, so that not many people see it, but I see it for myself. Then I got this one by a guy called Liam in Two Gun in Castlebar. He is amazing. They're all very good in there from what I hear, but he's amazing. So I decided I was going to honour what happened in my life when I had my 2 miscarriages. So I had one before I had Moses. My baby died at 6 weeks and a day. Yeah, but I started miscarrying at 11 weeks, and then I had to have a D&C. And then my second miscarriage was there the year before last, I think it was, and that went on for a very long time. That was a very hard miscarriage. So I just show you, I decided I was going to get 2 doves. Isn't that just amazing with all the detail? Liam is phenomenal. He really went into explaining to me about that. Do you want it like a kind of a cartoon effect? Do you want it like a silhouette effect? And I said I like as much detail as possible in it, but I don't want it to bleed into one another. So this is what came up, and he showed me the size. We spent time on this, and he said, what position do you want it in your body? And we're twisted and turn it to different ways. And this is what we came up with. So this is kind of looking down on my stomach and on my chest. And then this then is my other one. You see here? If I can show you the detail, I hope you can see the detail okay there. And so basically it's like there's 2 doves playing with each other. And I absolutely love that. Liam had said to me that he wanted me to pick out doves that not necessarily were a tattoo that was done before with anybody else, to pick out doves that are in flight, or just a nature picture that I took, and that he can do it from that. And it's almost better to do it that way because it's realistic with its lighting and shading. And that cost me, I think, was it 50 or 60 euros? So I was really, really happy with that. He's so good. It wasn't sore one bit. Now there was maybe a tiny bit of pinchiness that you would have, like maybe a bit of a nettle sting, but nothing more than that. Whereas the one on my wrist here, let's see if I can show you this again. It's quite black, it's very deep. And so he really kind of pressed hard on the gun when he was doing that. That was sore, it was on the bone. They say have no regrets, and I'm happy with that, and it doesn't matter. But I suppose going back, I probably would have done a bit more research and asked him to do the letters that bit finer. And then this one I got when I was in Thailand, years ago, maybe 8 years ago or so, and it was done by a bamboo, and it took 4 hours. These I think took maybe an hour, the ones on my chest and my tummy. The one on my hand took 15 minutes, I think, and the one on my foot took 4 hours because it was I think done by a tattoo, and he was doing it just with himself and his little finger, tap, tap, tapping away. And you're allowed to drink with that, so we ended up getting pissed. But anyways, I wanted a snake because I have this thing about snakes. Snakes shed their skin once a year, so they become like very vulnerable to prey and to everybody else. So they're a little bit like ourselves in that. And I don't know what it is about snakes. They shed their skin, and I did a bit of a shamanic journey one time, and you're to ask for a power animal, and for me it was a snake. And then you have to ask the power animal for a gift for you to protect you, and for me they shed their skin for me and to use it as a cloak. So that was really, really nice. I also am into, like, say, yoga and arming, which I don't do much of at the moment. So that's like a symbol 3. And because I am Catholic, I wanted a cross on it too. And I put in diamonds in it. I don't know why I put in diamonds in it, actually. I wanted like a rosary bead, so instead of balls I asked them to put in diamonds. So I'll just show you this now. If you can see, let's see now. Here we go. There. So kind of the same thing happened in that let's see now, how can I show you this very well? there maybe. The face kind of bled in to each other. The lines bled into each other, and the diamonds, they don't look like, say, diamonds anymore. I'm trying to see how can I show you this better. There, is that better? So you can see that the diamonds don't look like diamonds, and it all kind of bled in. And because I was naive, I wasn't looking at him, so it was a straight line rather than having, like, say, an actual snake kind of going up and down like this. And then this part here, let's see now, can I show you this? Yeah, there. So that's my cross and the Om, and it kind of bled into one another as well. And I think that can happen over time. And he did quite a bit of shading, which actually I didn't want, but I wasn't looking at what he was doing at the time. So that was kind of more like freestyle and freehand. And we didn't do a picture as such beforehand. Well, it was a quick sketch actually. But so I suppose just to say to you guys out there, for those of you who would like to get a tattoo done, you know, colour is nice as well. I got a little bit of white in my doves because Liam was saying that the shading would be better and the lighting would be better to get a little bit of white. And yeah, to find out that, you know, with the tattooist that you're going to go to, that he is very reputable, and that you know what you want. Do you want thin lines? Do you want bigger lines? Do you want shading or not? Where exactly you want it on your body? And then maybe then, here, Joy. Have an idea of what you want, think about it, leave it for maybe a month or so, come back to it and see if you change your mind on it, because it is going to be there for life. You can alter them after a while in changing the design or adding something to it. Joy, come here. But yeah, it's better to invest time and energy into all your research rather than having something on your body that you're going to regret, and especially that you might have to explain to your kids when they get older. And I suppose with piercings they're a bit different because you can take them out and they don't generally tend to scar too much unless you get them on your face. I did there piercing, which I loved it, but I kind of felt as Joy being a mom and that I should possibly take it out. Anyways, guys, just a little story about my tattooing. Tattoos do get a bit addictive. You do want more and more. I find it like it's kind of like just, I don't know, your body is like a blank canvas, and so you want to maybe have your story on your body, I suppose, things like that. So I kind of see it like that for myself. My husband mightn't like to hear that because he'd probably hope I don't get any more. But anyway, I love them. And I definitely will be going back to Liam again. So thank you, Liam, if you're watching. And I'd love to see all of your tattoos and what you got and why you got them. And if you had any like regrets with the tattoos or there was a mistake. I know somebody who got their baby that passed on their name done on their arm, and they didn't spell the name right. That was actually my brother. And so he won't mind me saying that. But some of those things can be fixed, I suppose, as I said, with a different design, and then maybe the name put on again underneath. Or if you're going to another country and you're getting a foreign language, absolutely make sure that what you're getting is exactly what you asked to get, because sometimes people have got a foreign or different language put on their arm saying something that they thought it was, and actually it's not that at all. So just be careful and enjoy your works of art. Okay, take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.